What fish can I keep in my 20-liter tank? That's a great question to be asking, whether you are keeping a small tank because you love the aesthetic of it and you're going aquascape, or whether you're just getting into the hobby and it's maybe your first ever tank. I've got some good suggestions for us today. So these suggestions that I've got are my personal opinion of what I believe could fit in that 20-liter, but I never really keep them in small tanks. They just could do it in a small tank. So let's get into it with our first option. Shrimp. Shrimp have long been my favorite thing to keep in this hobby because they are so pretty, they have so much variation, and you can keep them in smaller tanks, presuming that you can keep that tank stable, which for a small tank is a lot harder to do because small volumes of water get poisoned quite quickly, and the larger volumes of water, you've got more wiggle room. If you are a beginner in the hobby, I'd be choosing purely just a Neocaridina species, a basic cherry shrimp. You can get lots of variation even there. But if you're a little bit more advanced, you can move towards the Caridina species, but that's where water stability really comes in. Your second option for small tanks, and it's a fan favorite in this hobby, especially if you're a beginner, I don't know why, probably just to do with the fact that they are so pretty, betta fish. Betta fish can definitely thrive in smaller tanks. I would just be keeping one if you're in a 20-liter tank. They are super personable fish. They're a lot more of an interactive fish than say a neotetra or something like that. They can be an awesome choice, especially if you're not like a crazy aquascaper. The fish itself is the aquascape. It can pop a tank even if it's just the fish in the tank. Don't do that though, they need some enrichment. Plants, structures, whatever it is, make sure that thing's got stimulation because it is a small tank. The last option that I've got for you guys is pygmy corrydoras. They grow to a maximum size of about 2 centimeters. And if your 20-liter tank is say a shallow tank, for example, and has a bit more floor room, this is a perfect choice because they've got a lot of personality. They give you so much to look at in terms of the activity that they have, and they don't need anywhere near as much floor space as most corydora species. So your pygmy corrydoras are a great choice for the smaller size tank. I've even had them breeding in 20-liter tanks before, but once that colony gets larger and larger, you're wanting to move them to a larger tank. Now, if you are keeping a tank that's 20 liters, it does have to be said, the best way to sort of mitigate the issue of not having as much space as a larger tank is constantly changing the environment that that fish is in, maybe every 2 weeks. Do a little rescape. It doesn't have to be much. Moving things from point A to point B, introducing something new that you got from the pet store, or even just a piece of driftwood that you got from outside, adding it to the tank and removing another piece. That sort of thing can go really, really far for the behavior, the comfort, and the mental stimulation of most of your fish. And if you notice that any of the species that you have added to your 20-liter tank is starting to outgrow that tank, it's your responsibility to get it some leg room. Well, some fin room. And if you've ever kept species in a 20-liter tank successfully, let me know in the comment section what you've kept so this community can keep growing and learning from one another, and hit the subscribe button to get closer to your aquarium hobby.